Just like the readers of Lady Whistledown wait for her weekly gossip, we're all desperately waiting for the next season of Bridgerton. It's been several months since we've had a glimpse at some of our favorite characters from the ton, and after the cliffhangers that concluded season 2, we're full of curiosity. Today we'll be talking about everything we know about the upcoming season of this royally romantic show. First off, there's a new character in town. Netflix was pleased to announce the arrival of a brand new character to the show in the shape of Hannah New. She will play Lady Tilly Arnold, an independent young widow. Her strong, fiery character is the head of the estate left behind by her husband. We all know what else comes alongside that power: the freedom to do whatever you want. In a setting like Bridgerton's, where the role of a woman is confined to being subject to marriage or taking care of things at home, Lady Arnold is a character that enjoys going out and living her life to the fullest. We're all excited to see the refreshing perspective that this creatively written character brings to the show. Other recent additions to the season include 3 male actors: Daniel Francis, Sam Phillips, and James Foon. Francis will be playing Marcus Anderson, Phillips will play Lord Debling, and Foon will be appearing as Harry Dankworth. These are all pretty unfamiliar names for us, but we can't tell how big their characters may be. We know exactly what you're thinking, but the heartthrob from season 1 will sadly not be seen this season. Regé-Jean, who played the fiery Duke of Hastings in the first season, will not reprise his role in season 3. Despite misleading rumors of a reappearance, the star who captivated everyone in season 1 will indeed remain a memorable figure in the history of the show. Moving on, something very exciting brews behind the scenes. On September 24th, Coughlin, Jesse, and Newton turned up at Netflix's Tadam to tease what's coming in season 3. Newton explained why it took Colin so long to realize he and Penelope belonged together, while Claudia stated that Eloise is still irritated that Penelope was lying to her about Lady Whistledown's identity all this time. Considering how close the two had been, it's impossible to imagine Eloise moving on from this betrayal soon. Coughlin, on the other hand, had the most exciting item to offer, as she narrated a sample from the first Whistledown piece to appear in the premiere of season 3. There are a few gleaming candidates for the diamond of the upcoming season, which is probably the most anticipated event in the ton. We can tell from what Coughlin stated that we won't be paying too much attention to any of them. The show's focus this time will be shifting towards something else. We've known Bridgerton to show us how characters bounce back into society, even after having their reputations heavily tainted. It's impossible to visualize what may happen if Lady Whistledown's identity gets disclosed. It's also unlikely to be able to guess if Eloise would ever forgive Penelope for her lies. There are tons of unanswered questions, the answers to which may be given in the 3rd season. Coming up, what will be the premise of the next season? The first 2 seasons were in line with Julia Quinn's books and the way they progress. However, Netflix has announced that while they intend to bring in elements from each of the books to the show, this season will be a bit different from the last 2 seasons. Season 3 will omit the 3rd book in the series, An Offer from a Gentleman, which covers Benedict's love journey. Instead, the focus will shift to the 4th book, Romancing Mr. Bridgerton. This book's main focus remains on Penelope and Colin's plot, which is something we had all been dying for. It makes sense for Penelope to become the main focus of the show, considering the unraveling of the drama that she's been causing for the past 2 seasons. Not just that, but her strained relations with Eloise will come into the spotlight thanks to the shift in focus. According to what Netflix has told us about the plot, we've been able to figure out a lot. After hearing Colin's harsh remarks about her in the last season, Penelope may finally give up on her intense affection for him. Instead, she has decided that it's time to find a husband, ideally one who will give her a lot of independence. She requires it to a certain degree to continue her double lifestyle as Lady Whistledown, somewhere distant from her family. Penelope's attempts at the marriage mart, however, failed badly due to her lack of confidence. Following up, what's Colin's side of the story? The bond between Colin and Penelope has always confused us, to the point where we had no idea if Colin reciprocated Penelope's feelings. At the end of the last season, when we finally thought that Colin would propose, he ended up just telling Penelope that he was about to leave for the summer. Colin is back from his vacation with a fresh appearance and a strong sense of bravado in season 3. However, he's disappointed to learn that Penelope is now turning her back on him. He realizes how she was the only person who appreciated him for who he was. To become friends with her once again, Colin promises to train Penelope in the arts of confidence to help her in finding a husband this season. We can see how eager he is to reclaim her friendship, but we can never tell the direction this friendship might might take. Eventually, when his lessons begin to work well, Colin will have to come clean about his genuine feelings for Penelope. Her separation from Eloise, who has discovered a new ally in an odd place, complicates matters. On the other hand, her growing prominence in the Ton will make it almost impossible to maintain her secrecy as Lady Whistledown. The entire premise seems to be set on a highly chaotic energy, alongside secrets that could destroy entire reputations. Up next, how long will the wait be? Filming for Bridgerton's upcoming season began earlier this summer. While that's still ongoing, we know that they have planned for a 2023 release. Netflix couldn't hold off on releasing this season to the public for long. The question of exactly when the show comes out is a pressing one, right? We don't blame anyone disappointed when winter arrives and the program isn't returning. After all, we've all been patiently seated, waiting for the return of one of our favorite shows on Netflix. We don't expect it to arrive as early as season 2 did. The second season came out almost as a surprise, but we know that they have been trying harder this time around. It's also worth noting that, with Queen Charlotte right around the corner, Netflix will be focusing on that first. They will later shift more toward Bridgerton's upcoming season, and the wait is honestly worth it. Coming up, the heat may be turned back up in season 3. One of the main things that season 1 became known for was the steamy scenes between Simon and Daphne. It was hard to separate the two from each other, as they could be seen going at it almost everywhere. This is why when season 2 became tamer in terms of scenes, it was highly apparent. Everyone noticed that the new season lacked the heat of the first season. The creator of the show, Van Dusen, talked about why this had been necessary. He stated how scenes are never included in the show just for the sake of it, but they are always supposed to serve a purpose in the story. In the second season, Anthony and Kate's dynamic didn't require as much as the first season did, in the eyes of the creator. However, all those who missed the steamy scenes in season 2 don't have to worry about season 3. Adjoa Ando, who plays Lady Danbury, came in to save the day, as she talked about how a lot of things will be different from what we've known before. She talked about how the show will focus on the romance between Colin and Penelope, and that's bound to bring in some of our favorite things in the show. At the end of the day, we can see the refreshing approach that the showrunners are trying to take, by not only shifting the focus to brand new people, but also changing up the dynamics among each couple so that they don't all appear the same. After all, every character has its own significant qualities, which the show loves to highlight. Finally, season 3 is not the last one. Bridgerton was renewed for a 4th season on April 13th, so we really don't have to worry about being at the end of the series. Bridgerton swept everyone off their feet, including Netflix's Bella Bajaria. She also stated that Netflix intends to stay in business for Bridgerton for quite a long time, because they see the potential that this show and its characters have. We can't wait to see how the future of the Ton shifts with every coming season. And that's a wrap, folks. What do you guys feel about Bridgerton Season 3? Tell us in the comments below. And as always, make sure to click that like button and subscribe to our channel so you never miss out on more gossip around Bridgerton. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.